Hello, welcome to Gary Keep It Simple. Today we're going to do a reference tape. A reference tape you can use to make sure that you don't break things or that it sounds good. You might need a reference tape if it does work on the cassette deck and you don't know whether you've improved it or not. Here we go. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try something a little bit different. I've got my favourite function generator up. I've got it set for 1 kilohertz. I've got it set for sine wave, and it's now outputting it. Now on my deck I'm going to record this. It happens to be a type 2 tape, but it's irrelevant. I'm going to record now just a bit. Now the reason I'm doing it is this way is because I can. Right, I'm going to record just a bit, not too much, onto that. You can see it's at 0. Now the reason I'm using 1 kilohertz is because it's a convenient number. No real need to do anything else, but it does mean you can work out things from it easily. Keep the maths simple. Try and keep everything simple is my motto. Now when I play this back in the other deck, we will see what the error is between the two decks. I'm expecting there to be some, I don't know how much, not done this before, and then we'll be able to see what I need to do to be able to correct that error. Now this is obviously of use only if you've got another deck you want to reference to, but if you've got a deck that you're happy with and you've got another deck that you're not happy with, maybe you want to reference to the deck you're happy with. So this is how you do it. Record the signal, nice clean signal, I'll get it up to 40 on the counter. I don't know, here we go, that'll do. Right. Where this really comes into its own is when you want to compare two decks, or if you want to make sure that your deck you've got is running the same when you finish with it as it was when you started. Rewind, just to make sure. I could use my return to 0, couldn't I? But never mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that into the other deck. And I'm going to rewind it to the beginning, which I don't know where that is. Not going to be very much. I'll turn the volume down since the first one. Right, there we go. Reset that to 0, stop that. Go back. Right, okay, so that's now 1 kilohertz tone. Just to use the microphone on the app. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going to have to hang up one of the, because I'm going to use the tablet. Right, now I've sorted that out, and I've just installed on my tablet this rather good app. It's by the same people who make the frequency generator, Soft, and it's a harmonicity meter. Harmonicity, it says. Harmonicity. Which is quite an interesting idea. It's a bit of a woo-woo thing. You can also use it to tune instruments, and you can use it to tune your cassette deck. Now, I've just got my recording, which I've just done. Full logic control on this. No need to hit stop. Now hit play. And we'll see what we've got. That's what I was expecting to see. 1005 Hertz. 1 point. It's snowing. Right, 1005.5 Hertz is not a very big error at all. That's the way this deck arrived at the factory, and I'm more than happy with it. The end result is that the sound is good. This shows that you can use one deck to set the speed of another. That is to say, any deck can be set to the same speed as another just by recording a reference onto it. It's a good idea to do a reference tape anyway, because if you do any work with the mechanism, you don't know if anything's changed when you're playing it back. And if you've got a reference tape, you can always say yes or no. If you have a lot of tapes recorded on a machine, then do remember that they're going to sound different when you're playing them back on the adjusted machine. Is it worth doing the adjustments, you have to wonder. It is wrong because it is now correct. That's something you have to get your head round. I don't like the new deck, take it back. All my tapes sound wrong. Yeah, we've heard that one. To put this sound changing into perspective, when they play a film on a PAL or a 50Hz TV system, they run it at 25 frames. That means that it's been increased from 1000 Hz to 1044 Hz. The difference between the two decks was only 5 Hz, so that's a very small amount.